Namaskar. Namaskar. I was just now going through Yoga Vasisht, and in that I was reading about the fourth state, that is Turiya, and a question came up by Ram that what if one is born in a family where generally there are wicked people and it's not possible to have that sort of an environment. So what to do? One. Second, if I die in the middle of the process, then what happens? So the first part of the question, that is being covered in the other channel in Yoga Vasisht, so if you are desirous you can see there. Here the question that we are dealing with is different. In Yoga Vasisht they say that in reply to this question, he says that the same thing will be continued in the next life. Now here I have a small submission which differs with what Vasisht Rishi says. And this is how I view my own self and my own life. So it's a difference. And that's what we would be talking about in this video. Fine? Now when we see a movie, as even in this camera, we are seeing a movie and it appears that there is no, there is a continuity and there is no pause in between, there is no break. But every movie is made frame by frame. So the difference between the frames, two successive frames, and maybe the overlaps are so fine and quick that the transition is not seen, one, and that breakages or that interval is not felt. But interval does exist. It appears to be a continuous thing, but it is interval, a frame. And this is how the movie goes on. This is how the life of me, the life of I, who is seen in this body and who is having an identity, this is how this I, embodied I, is moving around in this world. The I that was present in the last moment is not available in this moment. And what is available here and it will not be there in the next moment. But it's not that it is a series of deaths or a series of births and we are witnessing that. No. We are unable to witness that because the change is so fast and the overlap is so fast and so fine that death and birth of this I is not seen or felt. And the one who has died cannot be repeated in the next one, because you can't step in the same water twice. That river is gone. Next water is there. So, this I, this embodied I within identity, has no coming back. He is dead. Every moment he is dead. So therefore, what I did in this moment is left behind in this moment. What I do in the next moment is left behind in the next moment. So there is no continuity, and therefore there is no next birth also, wherein things will be carried forward. No. No next birth for this embodied I. This embodied I. It will be next embodied I with something else, but not this embodied I. He is dead. You are dead. Every moment. Now, when I see myself as not as this embodied I, then this body, its presence and its absence as it is does not matter. So when this I doesn't take any shape, when it doesn't come or go, when does it increase or decrease, then how can it die and be born? So either I am that I which is not embodied, or I am this I which is embodied. So I should be very clear on this aspect. So if I am embodied I, then there is no next birth for me. So if there is no next birth, there is no carried forward. Now the question comes up of various vasana and various ideas of karmas of the previous birth and all those things. No. There is no karma of the previous birth. There is no conditioning of the previous life. Because that life was of somebody else, not of this Bhanu Mishra. He was somebody else. And the one who will be born will be somebody else. And the Bhanu Mishra of this moment is not the one in the next one, and he was not the one in the previous one. He has died. The next one is born. So this is how I think myself to be, and this is how I find myself to be utilizing this body to understand these subtle differences. Till the time I am utilizing this body to understand these differences, to live out and to maintain this body, I am there. But the moment I am not in this body, or this body is outlived its utility, this body goes back to where it came from. It no longer belongs to me. So whatever anybody wants to do, he can do. How does it affect me? Because the one who was utilizing as an identity this body, he is not there. Fine. Does it make things very clear on my part? So this is what it is. There is no karma, there is no next birth, There is no carrying forward of anything. Whatever is there now, and it is not there in the next moment also. This is how it is to be undertaken, and the life will be very comfortable. Otherwise, there will be so many ideas, so many concepts that you will get mad.